you know, if you're 18, you have to go, but still you support Voice of the Young. Abdullah, for the past 5 years, I've always been very much passionate I've always wanted a Ministry of Children's Affairs. This is something that we've always been working on as Voice of the Young. We've always been advocating, and yes, all the time we've gone to the government, ministries, talking to people, talking to the lawmakers in order to convince them for them to create a Ministry of Children's Affairs, a ministry that is going to be solely responsible for children. Of course, we are under youths and sports, but we think there is a necessity for a ministry, a special ministry for us, the children.
Okay, so you're appealing to...
Yeah, we are appealing to the government of the Gambia, to the lawmakers, everybody that consists of the government, especially the president, to help us and create that ministry for us that would be solely here for us, the children.
Minister of Children's Affairs.
Yes, Ministry of Children's Affairs.
It has been announced in January that we have a Ministry for Children's Affairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what we are, what we will be advocating for is to have personnel in that ministry. Let them identify people who are in that ministry. Let us have that functional ministry for Children's Affairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Abdullah just mentioned that Voice has been started since way back 2002. We would like to know what are the achievements.
Okay, we have made tremendous achievements. You talk about the very many rape cases, a lot of sexual abuse cases that have been shown on TV. That is one achievement of Voice of the Young. Another one that I'm always proud to say is that Voice has molded a lot of young people to be great people in the Gambia, to be role models. One like Miss Satang Nabane, who is now in South Africa pursuing her master's in law, and she has attended a lot of international forums for Voice of the Young, for Gambian children. You have one like Fatima Ndour, who was a TV presenter here and now an engineer. We have one like Miss Aissatou Dabo, who was a TV presenter. She was part of Voice.
She just
yeah,
went for studies.
She also went for studies. We have one like Jalimari Jobate, and Mr. Abdullah Baji, who is the TV presenter.
No, actually, I am a product of St. Augustine. So.
So we have a lot of Voice members who have made a lot of success because of how Voice of the Young have molded them to be. So if you look at all these aspiring young people, these are people who are going to be great tomorrow. And looking at our activities like the Bantabas, the camps that we have organized, the continuous radio programs, we've created a lot of changes. We've changed the mindset of people, especially the parents. Some of them would be like child rights is here to bring a misconception. Child rights is here.
That would lead me to my next question.
Yeah.
Because normally, if you talk about child's right, Mohammed, in the Gambian context, what they tell you is this is a Western ideology that is imposed on us to create indiscipline amongst children in the Gambia, because they tell you, like I had this uncle who used to tell me, okay, child's right, how can a child look at his mother and say, Mom, you are lying, and all those kind of things. I think this is the concept that people have about child's rights. So maybe you could just clear the air regarding this issue.
Okay, thanks, Ablai. I think people don't really understand what child's right mean. Looking at your mom and telling her that you are lying or trying to abuse her, that is not a right of a child. We have one of our articles that talk about discipline, and it is a major right of a child to be disciplined.
So every child has a right to be disciplined. Okay.
Okay. When we talk about rights, people don't understand. People cannot differentiate what our rights are and what our needs are.
Okay.
But in a short definition that I tap from our national coordinator, if he is defining child's right, he defines it as those needs, that are being recognized by the law. So when you talk of our needs as children, you just go and sit with your dad and ask him what your needs are. He'll be like, health, education,
food, clothing.
And he will emphasize on discipline and, religion, know your tradition, your culture. And, these are all needs of children. So it is because of these needs, we have a body that sat down and put all these needs into right.
To make sure that the people who could be held accountable fulfill this, okay, in case they don't.
They don't. Okay. That is our duty bearers.
Okay.
That is why we have the reason of this Western ideology is why we have the ACRWC, the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child. You can see that every article that is in the UNCRC the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, is in the ACRCC.
Okay.
But all those, some of the articles that are in the ACRCC are not in the UNCRC.
Okay, and I think one thing that differentiates the two is the ACRC goes further to outline the responsibilities that children have towards every right. Zahra, I think we'll just give the opportunity to our audience to come in. Of course, they are all child activists in their own way, some from Voice of the Young, others from their various schools. So we'll just give them the opportunity to share their comments, or if they have anything that they want to say, they could just come in. So the floor is open for the audience.
I think Voice of the Young, when we want to talk about its achievement from the past 10 years, we'll sit here till tomorrow without finishing. Voice, we've done a lot in the Gambia. In those days, when we want to talk about Voice of the Young, people will start harassing you or telling you some things that you don't like. But through our advocacy, the programs we implement, we try to convince some of them, though some others are still saying it, but at least the 3/4 of those who we are saying it know about child rights now. We observe that it's not fair when we stop at the greater value while leaving the rural people there. That's where we also have voice groups there in the rural. We will also talk to those people in the rural and tell them about child rights. Voice, I think I will not stop applying by not thanking our donors, Save the Children Sweden, ECPAT, and also CPA, because they help us in everything that we are doing. They are our elders, everything we are doing, they step in and help us.
Okay, thank you very much, Secham, for that contribution. I just want to take this opportunity to recognize the presence of the National Child and Youth Advisory Board, and I think Adam, who is also from the board, has something that he wants to say. Adam, quickly.
I am Adam Singani from the National Youth and Advisory Board. First, I would like to thank the Change Mega Show, you and your co-presenter, for giving us the opportunity to come here and talk to the people outside there. I think for us, we and Voice, we are linkage. Most of our aims and objectives are the same. So I think we cannot be who we are without people outside there helping us. I think our focus to sensitize should be on the parents out there, for us also, for them also to help us in implementing some of our activities, because it is common in the houses that abuse and exploitation are all in the houses, and I think they can help us because we cannot be who we are without their support.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just want to give some light to what Sabali said as to the needs, and also share a short story that I had during one of my advocacies in Voice of the Young. One of it was, I asked a parent, what do you give to a child to make him or her a better person tomorrow? And the parent started listing. I gave him food, I gave him shelter, I gave him health care, I gave him education, and all those things, if you look at it, are rights that are being articulated in the ACRCC. And this, I think, is an important thing. And achievements of Voice are numerous. And then I would just like to point out one, which is our advocacy towards the enactment of the Children's Act 2005.
I would like to contribute to what we are talking about, child sexual abuse. I guess this is mainly caused by the lack of communication between parents and their children. Parents who talk to their children about child abuse, child sexual abuse. We are talking about we should break the culture of silence. Silence is not the answer. Yes. Children should not be silent, and parents should also be reporting cases. For example, the communication between parents and children. You should talk to your child. When you tell your child, this is not good, tell him or her the bad effects of it. Yes, so that he or she can know what to do. I think this is all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much to the people who have contributed from the side of the audience. We don't have much time. This just does not have something to do with you as a parent checking on your children all the time, but I think it is important that you communicate effectively, especially between a girl and a mother.
Yes.
Because it is very disheartening to say, but in the Gambia, it is rather unfortunate that most parents cannot even open their mouth and tell their daughters don't have sex with any guy. They say that as a taboo.
Yes.
All they tell you is, "Bulnangu gur molasa wenmi." wala bul nangu góor mu gis foofu noonu and all those kind of